Hey, this is Brent Jensen, and you're listening to No Sleep Till Sudbury, the show where we talk about music that makes your skin vibrate. Welcome to episode number 3 of a special 6-part series brought to you by Steam Whistle Brewery. We are live on location here at Steam Whistle, the Roundhouse in Toronto City, and I could not be any happier to be here. I'm also very happy to introduce my next guest, making her very triumphant return to the show. Please welcome R&B singer Sandra Bouza. Welcome back.
Thank you. Very happy to be back, especially in this space. It's very cool.
Do you know why I said triumphant return?
Why did you say that?
Because you did so well last time you were on the show. My listeners love you.
I was so happy to hear that got recovered. I was very happy.
I was heartbroken when that happened. You are super popular with my listeners. Your last show did very well.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a theory about that, though. So the theory is that you bring 5 songs on, but you actually talk about 22 additional songs because you're a scammer.
No, I'm clever, Brent.
You are clever. I'll give you that. You're definitely clever.
I'll try to behave today. I really will.
So you are also performing today, which is great. You're going to do 2 tunes. Mm-hmm. So why don't we get started by having you do your first one?
There's a song called Shine. I wrote it in Vancouver a long time ago.
Whenever you're ready.
Can't be angry in the daylight. Shadows just don't seem to sit on the skin just right. Came the other one for the ground, one for the single, but you double the sound. Bet it wasn't easy, was it, living underground? And you found that you couldn't hide. Shine like you wanted to. You couldn't talk about it, couldn't figure it out, couldn't shine like you wanted to, and you stamp your feet black and blue. Couldn't shine like you wanted to, and the stubborn fool lives on in you. Couldn't shine like you wanted to, now you are making up for old crimes. Born in rags and raised to riches. You got your doubts, then they call you king for the day. So you count your blessings and you take your throne, then they knock you down and send you home. But it wasn't easy, was it, going back across the threshold? And you found that you couldn't hide. Shine like you wanted to. You couldn't talk about it, couldn't figure it out, couldn't shine like you wanted to, and you stamp your feet black and blue. Couldn't shine like you wanted to, and the stubborn fool lives on in you. Couldn't shine like you wanted to, now you're making up for old crimes. Yeah, yeah. Couldn't shine like you wanted to. You couldn't talk about it, and you couldn't figure it out. You couldn't shine like you wanted to, and you stamp your feet black and blue. You couldn't shine like you wanted wanted to. And still the stubborn fool lives on in you. You couldn't shine. Couldn't shine like you wanted to. Couldn't talk about it, couldn't figure it out. Couldn't shine like you wanted to. And you stamp your feet black and blue. Couldn't shine like you wanted to. And a stubborn fool lives on in you. Couldn't shine like you wanted to. And now you're making up for old crimes.
Good Lord. That was crazy good. I'm clapping. Oh, wow. The breakdown in that, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to say. That was so good.
Thank you very much.
Jesus.
I love that breakdown. I never played that song because I wrote it. How long ago was I in Vancouver? Almost 10 years ago, and I just never play it because it's it's down tuning, and I'd have to have two guitars. I'm always taking the TTC, so I just never play it live.
Oh, wow.
And lately I've been with my band a lot too, so I haven't been playing acoustic.
Right.
So I really would. I'd like to get to a point where I could do a show where I'm doing the set with the band, and then I break it down and start the second set or middle of the show, depending on the gig.
Yeah.
And just do a few acoustic songs because that's how I started, right?
Yeah. So I'm thinking back to our last episode that almost got lost.
I just listened to it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Like for the first time?
Well, yeah, I guess because it hadn't been when you posted it. I listened to it.
Yeah. So it was out. I think it was out. Last Monday, whatever it was. But I was heartbroken. Like I was saying, I was heartbroken when that got lost because I was like, damn it. Like you did such a, it was a great episode. But also you did such a nice thing. You sang To Sir With Love a cappella. Like that was a beautiful thing. I thought that was so nice.
Well, I appreciate that. I think I kind of actually recall, I felt like I sort of strong-armed you into letting me do that and my song. So
hey man,
I appreciate you being so grateful.
I was thrilled. I was thrilled to have you strong-arm me like that. That was great.
Thank you. Well, yeah. I love singing that.
So you've got more songs now.
Yes.
And this is an excellent list. I was texting you the other day, like at how impressed I was by this because like Jenny Lewis and Jill Scott. Awesome. Let's get into it.
All right. Let's go.
So the only song I don't know on this list is the first one I'm not familiar with, Andreya, Triana. Is that right?
Oh, okay. So the way I think she's fairly recent. Well, she is fairly recent. The way I discovered this song was, have you heard the song, the show, heard about the show Self-Made with Octavia Spencer, I think her name is?
No.
It's a show about the first woman of color who becomes a self-made millionaire in the States.
Okay.
I think her name is CJ Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm correct on that. But it's an amazing show. It's a short miniseries about this woman. And so all of the songs in the show are by women of color.
Okay.
And so I was constantly Shazamming when I was watching this show because music is amazing. But this song in particular, it's just so, like, I put it on when I just want to feel empowered and magical. And she sings about something that a lot of people I think can relate to, but specifically she talks about how she was insecure and she wore baggy clothes to cover herself up. And I completely relate to that. And, being insecure for your whole life and not wanting to, well, actually that song, like Shine, not wanting to shine, and she's just like, one of the lines in it, I can love myself more than anybody else. Ah. And I love that concept too, because you should be the woman of your own dreams or the man of your own dreams or whatever. You should be that first and foremost, because until that happens, nothing else matters. That's really.
A good point. Yeah.
Like until you have a solid foundation and you love yourself, So that song, I just I heard it and I probably cried and then I danced and then I cried again. And it was an emotional roller coaster.
It sounds like it, yeah.
But yeah, it's an amazing song. I try to share that with as many people as I can, especially women.
Well, there you go. Listeners, check it out. Andreya. Is it Andrea?
I think it's Andreya.
Andreya.
I had only heard of her. I think it's Andreya, but I hadn't heard of her until I heard the song on that show.
I've never heard of her before. I have heard of this person, however, Jenny Lewis, and Acid
amazing.
Tongue. This is a brilliant song. I love it.
After I gave you the list, I can't remember when I listened to the podcast, before or after, but I actually mentioned this song in the last
It wasn't this song though, right? Because you had a Jenny Lewis tune on your last show, I believe.
Did I?
Or did you?
I don't
maybe
think I did.
Didn't. See, again, that's like you bring in 5, you talk about 28. So maybe it was like one of those.
See the GIF?
That's right.
I got it down to a T.
You just reenacted a GIF in real life. Yeah, and it was like a mischievous little brat.
Mischievous. Oh. Yeah, well, so I feel like that kind of undoes a little bit of the cheating because I'm talking about one of the songs I talked about in the last podcast.
Fair
so
enough.
I feel like I should, get a point there. All right.
It's under consideration.
He is considering it, ladies and gentlemen. He's considering it. All right, this song though, I didn't talk about it a lot in the last. So this song, first of all, I love it because it's weird. The lyrics, she's weird. I love weird people, and Jenny Lewis is super weird, and it's just the lyrics. It takes you on this like roller coaster story. It's like her imagery and it's got heartbreaking imagery and eccentric imagery. But the thing that kills me about it is the chorus when all those voices come in.
Yeah.
And swells. Like when I heard that, it just every time I hear that, I love the song and I love her voice, but as soon as that chorus kicks in, it's just like wells up inside. I think it's an amazing, sonic architecture.
It's just a unique song. Like you don't hear a lot of songs like that. And I love it. I was drawn to it immediately as soon as I heard it. Yeah. She is influenced, believe it or not, by Steely Dan, which I can't figure out. Isn't that weird?
No, I could see that.
Really?
Yeah, I could totally see
I don't hear
that.
it at all.
I mean, Steely Dan is so vast in their reach, I think. People I've heard that have been influenced. I mean, lyrically, Steely Dan is great.
Lyrically,
like
yes.
Dirty Work is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to talk about that song. I'm going to talk about this song.
See, you're such a scammer. You almost did it again.
But I caught myself.
You did.
Also points.
You did. No, all right. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I think some of the best artists are influenced by a range of music. Like Rufus Wainwright is really influenced, I think, by, like, I remember seeing him in concert and he was talking about, what song was it? It was like a classical piece.
Okay.
And I mean, you wouldn't necessarily hear that if you listened to him, right? Like, I think to be able to be influenced by all different elements of music and art, I think that's how artists create their own art.
I agree.
Well, like we were saying last time, I think you said that you could hear Janis Joplin, the influence of Janis Joplin,
who
I adore.
Yeah.
But I said I didn't want to be Janis because only Janis can be Janis. So when I hear artists trying to emulate a very specific thing, I think that stands out really clearly because nobody is anybody else.
I think the best artists take little pieces of what they really appreciate and connect with and, come up with whatever, it makes them into what they are.
Yeah, and Steely Dan was so complex, so it makes sense that pieces that she might take from Steely Dan would maybe not come across. But in her own, sort of mixed bag of all of the artists that she took from, it would look completely different,
I think I probably think that just because I see Steely Dan through a completely different prism that I see, Jenny Lewis through, just because they were like these crack, kind of very technical, crisp, almost. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just don't see her that way. But I mean, it's perception, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jill Scott, You Don't Know. This is also super great.
Yeah, this song. I love Jill Scott. Jill Scott's gotten me through a lot of stuff. I'm not going to talk about a song. I'm going to talk about an album.
You almost did it again.
But there was an album. There's an album that
now you're going to do like whole albums of songs.
I guess that is worse, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it was better. But well, Jill Scott, just as an artist, Jill Scott's got me through some stuff. Okay. Like I was in a pretty unhealthy, fairly abusive relationship in Vancouver. And sometimes when I didn't feel like I could go home and face it, I would stop and listen to Jill Scott. And then I would feel fortified. And so actually it does tie in because I would listen to the album The Real Thing. Yeah. And, it would just make me feel just like the Andreya Triana song does. Fortify me, make me feel strong, make me feel like I can face things. So actually this song, You Don't Know, when it came out, This is years after I hadn't been in this relationship anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's also around the time I got sober.
Okay.
And this person, I was told by somebody that if you want to forgive someone that you hate and you seethe when you think about them, the best way to do that is to pray for them. Like, and you don't have to be religious. Pray to like your, the moon or nature or whatever, but just wish for good things for this person every day, even if you have to do it through clenched teeth, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And so I did that because I couldn't ever imagine forgiving this person. And it was eating me up because forgiveness is for yourself, not for the other person, right? Resentment hurts you, not them. And so I did it. I prayed for this person every day, and I did it through clenched teeth. And then I was working in Morocco, and my singing teacher sent me this song, and she said, look, because she's also an amazing vocalist. And so sometimes I look at her for vocal health or vocal tips or just something to aspire to. Okay. So my singing teacher sent me this song, and I heard it. And as soon as it played, and the lyrics, I listened to the lyrics. Again, I'm big on lyrics. As soon as I heard the song, I burst into tears, and I cried because I realized when I listened to the song that I had forgiven him. And this is after like probably almost a year of praying for him.
Wow.
And I hear this song, and I realized I did 100% forgive this person.
What a terrific story.
Yeah, it was. And I just listened to it. I remember I was sitting in my hotel room in Casablanca, and I just repeated the song over and over and over again and just cried.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I want to let Jill Scott know about that somehow.
Do you know Jill Scott? Did you say you're going to let Jill Scott know about it?
No, I want to.
Or how do, yeah.
I'm going to reach out to her, though, and tell her, like, this is a cool story. I'll send her a clip.
Oh, my God. I think if I met Jill Scott, I'd melt.
You never know, Sandra Bouza. You never know. Trust me on that.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Are you really?
You're very...
So you should get headphones. It helps with that.
Well, I thought there were going to be some here for me, but
just
with my latte.
It's not just a cool look. It actually, they actually do work. All right, next tune. Bob Dylan, Simple Twist of Faith. This is very cool. Blood on the Tracks, 75, I think.
This is my favorite Bob Dylan album.
It's a good one.
I love Bob Dylan. As you can see, my shirt. I am wearing a Bob Dylan shirt. This shirt is like, it's falling apart. Literally, it's got holes in it because I wear it so often. But this Bob Dylan album, I mean, okay, obviously he's a brilliant lyricist. We all know that. He's a poet. But this album, it's called Blood on the Tracks, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a breakup album because this is after, I think he divorced his first wife, Sarah, and he wrote this album. The name Blood on the Tracks for a breakup album is brilliant.
Yeah.
And it runs the gamut of all the emotions of a breakup. It's like, it's going through the 7 stages of grief, like it's such an incredible album. And this song always just stuck out to me because I've read different views on what it's about, but kind of the overwhelming feeling is that it's about 2 souls that are fated, but just miss each other.
Yes.
And just waiting for that next, twist of fate. And just the imagery in it is so, it's seedy and and I love seedy things. And it's seedy and it's mythical at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the music also adds to that, like the atmosphere he creates.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the best. Like, I just went through a breakup and I've been listening to this album because it just communicates so well all the feelings that you feel after, being with somebody that you love and all the emotions that come after that, Mm-hmm. It's the what ifs and the maybes and the no's and the yeses and the,
When I think about Dylan, you think about the poetry and all that, but like the progressions that he plays, it's always like this kind of descending bass note. And then like the thing that gets me about this song is that G minor chord. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going down and then it goes up. It lifts you up. I think it's a G minor. Yeah. And it's just like, that is at the core of what makes your skin vibrate. Those little things, Yeah. And you hear that and you're just, it just gets you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is another song. I think I discovered it around the same time I discovered the Jenny Lewis song, Acid Tongue. And again, I just listened to it on the bus on repeat all around Vancouver, just wandering, listening to it over and over and over and over. I just couldn't get enough of it. Yeah. And I still can't. I never get, very rarely do I get sick of songs.
Your last tune is also, this is a cool pick. I like this.
That was fast.
What? We're blowing through them.
It's because I've been good. Just want to point that out.
I didn't want to say anything, but you've only talked about like maybe 8 songs instead of 28. So
Yeah, I've been good, Brent. I've been behaving myself.
You're going to be rewarded for it. Don't worry. There's a reward after the show for you. You're going to buy you a nice Steam Whistle beer. See? Good things come to people who behave. Okay, so Howling Wolf, Smokestack Lightning. This is cool. I can hear that little lick in my head right now. I love that. It's just like this old 50s like one chord vamp, right? I think it's an E. It's just like, oh, but like so good. And you can hear everybody who came after Howlin' Wolf, like the Animals and like the Stones, all those bands, right? Took something from that.
Yeah. This
so
song,
good.
I heard it when I was in a music class I went to McMaster and I did a history of music course.
Yeah.
And she was talking about blues, and I had never really listened to a lot of blues. Like my mom, she had a great music collection, but not a lot of blues. More like raw blues. A lot of stuff influenced by the blues. But so I wasn't really exposed to like this type of blues. And so I was in this music class and she put on, so we're in it's a first year class. It was a huge auditorium with big speakers. And so she puts on Smokestack Lightning, and it was like a brick to the head because I had never heard anything like that. It was so cool. And again, it was so raw.
Yes.
And it just, that riff, but then the, ooh, Smokestack Light. Like, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Memphis in January, if you recall.
Yeah, that's right.
I did the International Blues Challenge.
And Nashville too, right?
I went to Nashville too.
Yeah.
You had to, it's like
a
few hours away. So we actually covered Smokestack Lightning.
No way.
Yeah. And somebody came up to me afterwards. We made it to the semifinals. Okay. And somebody came up to us and said, Smokestack Lightning, your cover of Smokestack Lightning is going to get you through to the finals.
No.
He was lying because it didn't, but
oh.
But it was awesome. Like there were some amazing acts there. Like we were thrilled about how we played and how we sounded. But covering that and also covering Elmore James' One Way Out.
Oh.
And Sonny Boy Williamson, I think, was the other writer.
No
way. And there was one more. Mike Seahorn.
Wow, you're going back.
Yeah. So we covered, those were the two covers that we did.
Okay.
And it was a privilege to do those songs. And they said if you're going to do covers at the International Blues Challenge, you have to just tear them down and build them up on like as your own style. So we did that, but was still with like a definite homage to the original. It was so cool doing that song. And everybody dug it. I mean, you're at a blues festival in Memphis.
Yeah.
Like nobody didn't know that song.
How could you not? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a really cool experience.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. I love that song.
So do I. That is the end of your list. Can you believe it?
That is crazy.
Do you feel like you got ripped off a little bit?
Yes. How did we talk for so long last time? Because you brought up
28 songs. That's how.
Did you count? Because the number keeps going up. I just want to say.
It was 32. I actually was.
Did you actually count?
No, I didn't. I don't know.
I'm going to count. I'm going to go home and listen to it again and count.
Do it.
It's very challenging.
So you're going to play another one?
Yes.
So before
this is a really new one.
Oh.
But I want to do it anyways.
Does it have a title?
I think it's called Vibrations.
Okay.
I think I did this last time too. I played a new song.
It's perfect to play on this show. Because what does the music do?
Yeah. Make
on
your
this
skin
show?
Vibrate.
There it is. See, you cheated. There's a poster in the back. You had to look at it.
Vibrate. I just wrote it, and in the nature of breakup songs, like it's a breakup song, so I felt like I wanted to play it, and I really dig it. But it might, I'm just gonna say right out there, it might not be totally finished, but I just still love it, and I love singing it, so I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
I might panic, and you might have to edit this whole part of the show.
Do whatever you think is right. Okay, all ready?
Yes.
Take it away.
It was almost too easy. The look in your eyes that told me I was almost home. home for the holidays, or maybe even home to stay. It's been such a long damn time since I went away. So there I go again, looking for that loophole to take me back around the bend. Back to those good vibrations, back to feeling good when feeling good was being home with you and home was someplace good. I gotta bring it back to something good again. I gotta bring it back to those good vibrations. So cut me some slack, baby. You know I always had a hard time letting go, especially when that home was something I have never really known. It couldn't have happened all at once. Bit by bit we just seemed to fade. 3 years down the road, and why you sitting so far away? Well, you know I was a bit of a fixer, trying to get my own shit together for the better of another chance. Maybe someday soon, but now I know we're slow dancing in a burning room. You see, it wasn't that I didn't believe you, but any given day I was a shadow of virtue. I was building you a castle of flesh and setting myself on fire again and again. I gotta bring it back to something good again. I gotta bring it back to those good vibrations. I do believe that we're stuck. I do believe that we're in a rut. I do believe that we're trying to get free. What made you and what made me? I do believe that we're stuck. I do believe that we're in a rut. I do believe that we're trying to get free of this barbed wire and this 10-foot fire. I do believe that we're stuck. I do believe that we're in a rut. I do believe that we're trying to get free. What made you and what made me? Yeah, yes. I do believe that we're stuck. I do believe that we're in a rut. I do believe that we're trying to get free of this barbed wire and this 10-foot fire. Yeah, yes. I do believe that we're stuck. I do believe that we're in a rut. I do believe that we're trying to get free. What made you and what made me? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yes. Ooh. I gotta get it back. I gotta get myself back to something good again. I gotta get myself back to those good vibrations. I gotta get it back, yes. I gotta get myself back again. We gotta get it back to those good vibrations.
Well done. Wow. That was really incredible. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
This was really fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was so much shorter. Should have talked about more songs.
I'm sure you'll be back.
I hope so.
I love having you on. I told you, you're an authentic person. You're an incredible singer, and you're very talented.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love the conversations and the teasing.
We can do that now.
I appreciate the invitation to come back.
Well, I do hope that you will be back. I enjoy having you. All right. This has been No Sleep Till Sudbury with Brent Jensen and my special guest, Ms. Sandra Bouza, live on location from Steam Whistle Brewery in downtown Toronto. All right. Till next time, folks. Take good care.
Brent Jensen is the best-selling author of No Sleep Till Sudbury, Leftover People, and All My Favorite People Are Broken. All titles available in stores and on Amazon worldwide.